So today we're in Portobello Road Market. Portobello Road Market is one of the two main street markets left in London. There is a third, Brick Lane, but it's not really stalls on anymore. It's more shops and whatever, and more private. So that's Camden. So the two main ones are Camden Town and Portobello Road Market. And the reason I'm here is because in coming down here a couple of weeks ago, I bumped into someone who used to work for my mum, Herbie, who's got a stall here just over there. So without any more wasting, or whatever the word is, let's go and speak to Herbie.
And you know which goes to TV. I am a TV savvy. And you know which goes to TV. She is a TV artist. Like Ronnie Vegas and Wayne doesn't know what's Jenny and time never we don't know. She is a TV artist. And you know when I go to TV.
Okay, so Herbie, what's your history with Vivienne Westwood?
Well, my history with Vivienne Westwood goes back to 1982 when I first got involved with her. It was purely by chance. I was outside a nightclub one evening and we were quite early. To open the doors, there was two guys there. One happened to be Michael Collins, who was the manager of the WorldsEnd store, and another was just a friend of mine who was just a model and a dancer. As the club was closed, we decided to go for something to eat, and obviously went round the corner, had a bite to eat. Then Michael just came out of the blue and said, "Do you fancy doing a fashion show?" And I go, "Yeah, who's it for?" And he said, "Vivienne Westwood." I said, "Yeah, great, yeah." I had no modelling experience whatsoever, and I just thought, "Yeah, great, why not?" He asked my number.
Yep. So you weren't a professional model or anything?
Not at all. Anyway, I took his number, he took my number. I just thought, I'm not going to hear from him again, so I left it at that. But anyway, a couple of days later, got the phone call. Somebody come down to the WorldsEnd shop, went down there, hung out with him, and yeah, just became sort of friends and that. Later on, nearer the time of the show, he took me to Malcolm's flat, and at the time I think Malcolm McLaren was living in Covent Garden.
Right, okay.
Around here, yes, is it?
Just left.
Yeah, just yeah. And that, and I just sat in the armchair, not saying the word, while Malcolm was picking out the music for the show.
What show was that?
That was the Buffalo.
This was the Buffalo.
Yeah, the Buffalo collection. Yeah.
Fashion show. Right.
Yeah. So anyway.
And he'd written all the music for that as well. Anyway, Malcolm. So it was all that Buffalo, that Duck Rock.
Duck Rock, yeah. Was it? Yeah. And Breaker, we have a convoy or whatever it was. Yeah. That was the.
Okay.
Anyway, after that, by that time I still hadn't met Vivienne at all. So unbeknown to her.
But you knew who Vivienne was?
Yeah, I knew Vivienne. Well, I knew Vivienne was. Yeah.
10 years.
So anyway, one evening, I went down to the showroom, which was off Canopy Street.
Yeah.
Kingsley Court, off Canopy Street. Yeah, to the showroom, and that on the pretext of meeting Vivienne, but unfortunately she wasn't there either. It's just a lot of the designers and the other assistants were busy preparing stuff for the show. And I just thought, I'm not going to meet her. I'll probably meet her on the day of the show. So anyway, come the day of the show. Oh, fuck.
It's all right.
Okay. Come.
It's the market, don't worry.
Yeah. Come the day of the show, I was told to arrive at Olympia, Earl's Court, which I did. Told beforehand to try and grow some stubble.
Right.
But being of a young age then, nothing grew on my face. But anyway, met up with Nick Kamen, who's another. He was in the show at the time as well.
He became famous.
Yeah. He had this sort of makeup thing, like a sponge, that you dab it on your chin, and it makes you appear like you've got a sort of stubble.
Right.
So yeah. So I went into the toilet, applied this makeup, and came back. And that time, I still hadn't met Vivienne by that time either. Only on the day of the show. Michael Collins introduced me to Vivienne. but she totally blanked me.
Right.
She totally blanked me.
It was the day of the show.
Yes, yeah.
Unusual.
But unbeknown to me, I was told by later on that she didn't want me in the show whatsoever. Right. She wanted to use this other model she'd used the previous year.
Right.
But this Michael Collins had gone over her head and got me involved, you see, so
that's how it started.
And that's how it started.
So then you were, so that was your first show?
That was my very first show, yeah.
And then after that, so what was your involvement in the sort of condensed form from that period onwards?
Well, from that period onwards...
Some other bits, come back to some other bits.
Yeah, from the period, basically Vivienne used me as a muse for the next few years. I ended up doing about 5 shows, did the first show in Paris, did more shows in London, went to Japan, went to New York, went to Russia, all through Vivienne.
So the fifth show, so that's Nostalgia of Mud, Punkature, Clint Eastwood,
Witches. Yeah, Witches collection, yeah.
Okay, another one, okay.
Yeah.
So you had some photographs that you showed me before. Let's have a look at them.
Okay.
So this is your portfolio.
Yeah, this is a few photographs from my portfolio of obviously photo sessions I've done with Vivienne and WorldsEnd. This one was done in Paris on the Champs-Élysées, and it was illustrated afterwards. As you can tell, it doesn't look a bit like me. This one here was for Italian Vogue. It was a double spread, and I remember this one vividly for the aching feet, because I had to leap up in the air over about 100 times.
Well, you look very natural in your leaps there. Yeah.
It was.
I mean, you were quite an icon of the time, really. You were through all of these shows and stuff, and you were kind of a face of Westwood at the time, weren't you? Yeah.
Certainly was, and it was the most enjoyable time of my life.
Okay. This is Punkature, right?
I think this was the Punkature, yes.
Punkature, yeah. Okay.
This one, not too sure.
It's just a drawing.
Yeah, it's a drawing. Yeah.
Well. Okay.
This one was the show at Olympia. This one, I'm not sure if this was Punkature or Clint Eastwood.
That's Punkature.
Is that Punkature as well? Okay. This one was shot in Tokyo for a Japanese magazine. This was the Buffalo collection. This one also was. This was the Buffalo collection as well, I think. Yeah. This was Malcolm's actual suit.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a picture of you wearing this from this fashion show, wearing this suit that's still in the WorldsEnd shop, hanging up in the changing room.
Okay.
So,
interesting. Yeah. And these are stills from the few of the shows.
Can you just watch my...
Right, okay.
So yeah, which ones I don't know.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
So you did Catherine Hamnet.
Whoops,
well.
yep. Also did Catherine Hamnet, but obviously, and this one, whoops.
Right, where was that taken?
This one was actually in the Soldier of Mud.
Right, yeah.
In the shop itself.
Right.
Just shortly after it was open. This is a photo session of me and Vivienne. Fag in hand. Yeah, a few others.
Okay.
There's a few others somewhere.
Okay, what happened what was this thing about Moscow? You went to do a show in Moscow?
First of all, we went to do a show in Finland in a circus tent, which went down quite well. Then the morning of the trip to Moscow, it wasn't Moscow, it was actually Leningrad. Yeah, because obviously Finnish border and Leningrad are quite close together. So we caught the minibus across the border, got to our hotel on the pretext of doing a fashion show for Vivienne in Leningrad. The authorities saw the clothes and said no.
This is before this is when it's still communist, right?
It was still communist at the time, yeah.
Communist.
Yeah, no, exactly, yeah. So for some reason they took a dislike to the clothes, or they were offended by the clothes, so they said no. So we just spent a few days in Leningrad just wearing the clothes out and about in town and that, and obviously been getting a hell of a lot of attention from the locals.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what you did as a street show.
Yeah.
Right, okay. And the last show was around 3 years later, whatever, Clint Eastwood or something.
Yeah, it was a Clint Eastwood, yeah.
And then how long have you been? And then you started doing your own range. How long have you been here in Portobello Rd?
I've been here since about '93.
Right.
Since '93, yeah, on and off.
Time,
yeah,
right.
it's been a long time, yeah.
You had a shop
on and off, yeah. You had a shop for a while and everything, yeah. But when that ended, I decided to come back to the market. And obviously, yeah, I'll do my own sort of creating things, customizing, painting jackets, bleach jackets.
But street markets are quite fun in a way. I mean, you don't have to rent properly.
Oh, we don't have the rents and the overheads, and obviously, like I say,
you know, it's this kind of social, creative atmosphere.
Of course, yeah. Obviously, you meet a lot of like-minded people who are creative, who love vintage, who recycle. You know, it's just like a it's like a family, yeah.
Part of the recycling movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Of course, yeah. Okay, so and you're here
Fridays and Saturdays.
Yeah.
From 8 till 6.
So if anyone wants
come rain or shine, yeah. So, yeah.
If anyone wants to get further information, they can come down and you'll tell them the story.
Oh, by all means, yes.
Yeah.
And I've got plenty of stories as well.
Okay.
Plenty of stories off camera as well. So, like almost missing one show. Having an altercation with a cab driver in Paris, and many other stories.
Okay, well, we will leave it there, Herbie.
Thank you very much.
I shall, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now we're going to do some photographs of your pictures.
Lovely, wonderful. Okay. Thank you very much.
And by the way, I've got, sorry, hold on, keep filming. I've got brought my photographs down. So this is from
yes.
And I was there, so we'll do this later.
Okay.
But, you know, yeah, it was just this dinner party.
Okay.
Terry Doctor.
Oh yes, God damn it, Jean Krill,
I forgot what her name was. David, what's his name? Staines.
Oh, yeah, David Staines, yeah.
I don't know who remembers these.
Yeah.
Do sort of remember her name. So I'll show you these later.
Excellent, yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Oh, wicked. So, lovely jubbly, thank you.
Thank you very much, Herbie.
Thank you. Bloody hell.
I am a TV savage, and you know which goes.